Come on, everybody. Here we go. Off to Weberland.
Hi, friends.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome back to our podcast. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Ryan.
We are Adventures in Weberland, and we are on episode 14.
14?
Yes.
Wow.
I had to check. I always have to check before we start, and I don't know why. Like, it's not that many.
It's flying by to me. I
It
feel
is.
like.
We're having fun.
Yeah. It's
So
good.
we're very close to our trip here, Bowie's first birthday trip,
Yeah.
and some sad news.
What?
Peter Pan's flight is going to be closed while we're there.
Oh, I knew that.
I know, but I knew it was closing, but I didn't realize it was literally closing while we're there. It's
Yeah.
July 8th to August 20th.
Oh.
It's going to be closed. So
Yeah, 'cause
that
it's still open.
sucks.
Well, not by the time this podcast airs, though, right?
I don't even know what today's date is.
I don't know either. But you know what? We're not going to waste an hour waiting in line for it. Now, we have an hour to spare.
I mean, I would have gotten Genie Plus for it.
Yeah.
Because we're still Genie Plus in it.
True.
Before Lightning Lane. But yeah, that's a little disappointing because Jagger's a really big fan of Peter Pan, as am I.
Yeah.
So, but that's okay. Well, it's not like it's our last trip, right? So that's happening. And fun news, Food and Wine Stuff
Oh.
has been released. Yeah, concert series.
Food's always good. I love it.
Yeah, not my favorite festival.
No.
But they do have some dishes that
Yeah.
I would go back for sure. But let's talk about the concert series for a second. Yellow Card.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
There's like...
I love Yellow Card.
Me too. Yeah. Well, we saw Simple Plan, but that was for Flower and Garden.
Yeah.
So yeah, like the
Yeah.
scene bands are being
yeah.
announced all of a sudden. It's
There's,
a little
who
weird.
else? Someone else. I don't like the other band though.
Oh,
There was a couple you mentioned. Roll off the tongue. We don't have to mention their name. It's okay.
I was just surprised about Yellow Card. I'm very
Yeah.
excited for that, even though we're not going to be there.
I know.
Like, good for them. That's
Kind of
really
wish.
cool.
Kind of wish we were there.
Yeah.
They called it quits and then they came back. So
I mean, that's usually what happens. That's usually what happens. Also, Christmas party tickets went on sale for
Ooh.
anyone staying, any hotel guests. So those.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, the tickets prices went up $10 a ticket
Oh, wow.
from last year.
Okay.
But at that point, what's the difference, right? I mean, $10. It's expensive.
I guess they have one or two more people in the parade this time.
That's a good point, Ryan. That's
Yes.
a very good point. So, today's episode, we're going to start another series, if you will. So something that we do a lot is we plan.
Yes.
Everything.
You plan.
Life. We plan life.
You're good at planning.
But we plan our trip, and depending on our reservations, our dining reservations, we as annual pass holders still need to make park reservations, even though we haven't come across an issue at all the last couple trips, but we still have to make park reservations. So it's always like, okay, how do we maximize our time? How do we, there are certain things we know we want to get done, certain things, we can say, oh, we'll hold it off till the next trip, right? And we're limited on time because of the kids, obviously.
Yes.
So one of our biggest beefs, not between each other but with other people, is I'm going to use Epcot as an example for a minute before we get to what we're really doing here.
Okay.
When you get to World Showcase, which way do you go?
Well, we used to go to the right.
Right.
Now we go to the left.
Right. Well, only because again we're so limited on what we want to do.
Yeah.
But it's always which direction do you start in? Do you start to the right if for Epcot, for instance, to Canada and start your way that way, or do you go left and go to Mexico? Same thing for Magic Kingdom. Do you go right to Tomorrowland or do you go left to Adventureland? Like where do you start? It's one big circle if you really think about it, right?
Yes, it is.
So we were kind of discussing our plan. Our first day when we get there is going to be Magic Kingdom. As always, we start our trip with Magic Kingdom. We end our trip with Magic Kingdom. That's a tradition that we do. And, we were kind of talking about, well, what do we want to do? What do we want to do to maximize our time? What are our favorite rides? What are our favorite things to do? And it got us thinking, like, there are some lands that I feel that we don't even touch
Yeah, that's true.
within each park. Not all the time,
Yeah.
but certain trips.
Yes.
Like we'll just bypass it or we'll walk through it and we won't even acknowledge it, right?
It's true.
So there's a lot of changes going on within Disney World, particularly Magic Kingdom right now, as they are talking about the Beyond Big Thunder, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to start a series, and we're going to start it now with Magic Kingdom, and we're going to rank all of the lands in each park.
Let's do it.
This was difficult because I didn't know if I was supposed to rank it by what I like or rank it as it is, right? And that's what I did. I did rank it as is
Okay.
because what I think is the number one land in Magic Kingdom happens to not be my favorite land. But I just think it's the best land.
Okay.
So, I don't know, how did you do your ranking?
I did a little different.
Okay.
I was like more about what I like because, it's my opinion about it. I don't know.
No, I get it. Yeah.
So I think it's actually really difficult to number them.
That's what I'm saying, especially with, again, all the changes happening. Do you want to start with the best and go to the worst? Or do you want to start with the worst and go to the best?
The worst to the best.
The worst to the best. All right. So what? Go ahead. You start.
Yeah, I want you to start.
You want me to start?
Yeah,
All
I
right.
want you to start.
So
Got a cheat sheet here.
there's 6 lands. I did. I had I listed each land so we didn't forget. There are 6 lands in
Yeah.
Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
Excuse me. And what I think is the at the bottom here is obvious.
Is it?
I went with Frontierland.
Oh.
There is, right now, as we speak, there is way too much nonsense going on in that land. Yes, I understand Tiana's just open. Mass chaos.
Yeah.
Okay? A new ride, right? They are looking to expand beyond Big Thunder Mountain. So, again, mass chaos is about to ensue because that permit was released for construction or something to happen by next August. So, something's
true.
going to happen.
Yeah.
With Big Thunder, whether it's the land behind it or with the actual ride.
Yeah.
So something's going to happen there, right? We are on the edge of our seat about Pecos Bills because that's our favorite place, but something's going to happen to it, right? Country Bears changed.
Yeah.
There's just
It's
too
opening soon,
much change going on in Frontierland, and it's just a lot.
I agree with you. It's mine bottom too.
That's your bottom as well.
Because it's, I don't know, I feel like that part, they can do so much more with where that strip. And, maybe it will be better. Maybe they will turn it into New Orleans, whatever.
Yeah, like Disneyland does, yeah.
It might be better. I don't know. I just feel like maybe it's kind of outdated a little bit now with modern times. And, there's Country Bears, yes, okay. Maybe the new musical jamboree will bring life to it. And I liked, I don't know. We haven't done Tiana's yet, so I don't know if it's going to be fantastic or not. Or it's the same ride, but I like the ride through of Splash Mountain. So if it's the same thing, I think it'll be pretty good. And Big Thunder is a good ride, but there's something lacking there.
Yes. Tom Sawyer Island is also there as well.
Yeah,
it's just kind of there.
I feel like that's a waste of an hour to me.
Yeah, we've done it before.
It's when you got nothing else to do.
Right, and they used to have, I forgot the name of it, but there used to be an actual snack stand there, and it's just not open anymore. So, I'm glad we agree.
Is there 5 lands or 6?
Oh, how many did I count?
Does Main Street area count as one?
Yeah, I counted. I counted Main Street.
6. Okay.
I'm sorry.
I just want to make
6.
sure.
Wow,
No,
I
you
can
said
count.
6. You did say 6.
Did I? I
Yes.
thought I said 5.
No, you said 6. I just want to make sure Main Street counts as.
Oh yeah,
part of it.
I think
Okay.
it does. That's considered a land because there's things to do there.
Okay. Just
that's,
making sure
that's just
because
my opinion.
I put it in my rankings.
Oh, okay. So Frontierland, we both agree, number 6.
Yes.
All right. So my number 5, I am going with Liberty Square. I know, Haunted Mansion. I get it. Love Haunted Mansion. I actually I flipped the script.
Okay.
This was my number 4, and then I switched it with what my number 4 is. Haunted Mansion. That's it. Seriously, think about it. Okay. They got rid of
food there. The food's good.
They don't have the sandwiches anymore at Sleepy Hollow. Now
That's
they're just
true.
the waffles, the regular waffles. Yeah, you have the Christmas shop there. I am not a big fan of Liberty Tree Tavern, as you know, which, okay. They got rid of the Muppets
Yeah, that I didn't like that
there.
either.
Hall of Presidents, snooze fest. I'm sorry for
but
anyone
it's
that
very
likes
cool
it.
how they do
but
all that. If you watch it, it's cool.
I agree.
What
The
they do.
animatronics, it's history. Totally understand. It's just not the first thing I'm going to do in when I go to Disney World is go to the Hall of Presidents, right?
Yeah.
So again, Haunted Mansion. That's that to me. That's Liberty Square. So
I kind of. I was gonna put that 5, but I changed my mind.
Okay.
So, you're gonna not like my.
I know where you're going with this.
I think it's gonna be Fantasyland. It's gonna be number 5.
Oh, you tricked me. I didn't think you were gonna go with that. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I just for some reason I don't know. It could be bad.
Okay.
If you really are looking under the microscope, I feel like it could be better. And there's a lot, maybe I'll like it more when we do more of the younger kid rides, because that's all in that Fantasyland.
Right.
And we don't spend a lot of time there. We go to the circus area to have them nap when they were younger. So I don't know.
It's a great place for a nap for the kids.
Little Mermaid is there. I like it. It's okay. The Seven Dwarfs considered Fantasyland.
Yes.
So that's good. That's a good ride. I don't know. There are some classic rides there. I just think it's lacking too. I just think it should be at the bottom. I mean, none of them are lacking. The order I would go would be that.
I just think you don't do as much there as you do in the other lands.
Yeah.
That's what I think for you. I don't
Yeah.
know. That's just my opinion.
That's kind of what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
But Liberty Square is not there, but it is my number 4.
Okay.
choice.
Go right to number 4.
Yeah.
All right.
So Liberty Square would be number 4 for me. Just because, like
Your
you said.
favorite ride is there.
I know, but I almost feel like it's not part of that. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like, I don't know, it's kind of in a weird place where I feel like if they do talk about what they're going to expand, I feel like Haunted Mansion would be more part of that if that's really what they're going to do, like make a villains kind of thing and dark. Like it doesn't, I guess it does fit, but it doesn't. But everything else there, like you said, it's kind of lacking. And
It's just a lot of food.
the riverboat is like,
Oh, so loud.
when you have kids and they're sleeping.
Yeah.
There's no way. There's noise everywhere, honestly.
I'm going to be honest, though. That is a nice, relaxing little boat ride, though.
Yeah.
I won't lie. That is, if you're just looking to do something, just chill, definitely wait for it and do it at least once. It is relaxing.
These are like under our circumstances. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there could be more in that section. So, and the other 3 that are ahead of it have more to do. So
That's fair. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. My number 4, which happens to be my favorite land, but I am putting it at number 4 for a reason, is Tomorrowland. I know. That's
we
my
spend
favorite.
the most time there.
I love Tomorrowland. I really do. But it's changed, and it's not what I feel that it's not their what was their intention. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was futuristic.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. We still have the People Mover. Classic.
Yeah.
Carousel of Progress. Classic. Space Mountain. Classic.
Yeah.
Space Mountain's not everybody's favorite ride, right? So okay, you throw in Tron.
Yeah.
Sure. It was okay. I went on it and it was okay. It wasn't my favorite. I'll do it again. Sure.
Sunny Eclipse.
Oh, yeah, Sunny. I forgot about Sunny.
No.
Don't skip Sunny Eclipse.
He was on
when he's
fire
not broken
last
down. See that? But that's the other thing. Sometimes he breaks down.
Not really on fire.
And no, I know what you mean. But I'm not lying. Sometimes he breaks down. And I'm going to be honest with you. We don't go to Cosmic Rays for the food.
No.
We will
still
go
good.
for
It's
lunch.
good. Yeah.
You know, they have your typical burgers and chicken fingers and a salad and so on and so forth. But we go to get that and then sit and watch Sunny Eclipse. I know. But like, so Alien Encounter used to be there. Then it used to be Stitch. Then they changed it into a Stitch
And then it's just, like,
meet and
weird
greet. And now
now.
it's nothing. There's just nothing there. The lunching pad, the food's right? Mediocre. I personally like Space Ranger Spin. I know that's not your favorite, but that's another one where people are like, it's okay. And personally, I do not like Monsters Inc. Laugh 4.
Yeah.
I am not a fan of that. I just don't want to be picked on.
If they change those to the old Stitch ride and the Alien Encounters and the Monsters Inc., I feel like if they change those into actual rides, like it would be so much better.
Yeah.
It's
And then you have
void.
Tomorrowland Speedway as well.
Yeah. Which we don't really use, but I'm sure Jagger will go on it soon.
But that's why. So this is why I put it at number 4. It's not. I don't think there's. It's not terrible. Again, it's my favorite land. It has one of my favorite rides. I love the People Mover.
Yeah.
Right. I love Carousel of Progress. I love the classics there. I just think there's little holes in the land. Yeah. In my opinion, there's little holes. They have that whole stage that they very rarely do anything with.
I know.
And then there's the meet and greet right outside once you exit Space Ranger Spin on the right-hand side. They used to have Buzz there.
Yeah,
they do Chippendale.
Yeah,
they're starting to bring them back. And it does hold our favorite Joffrey stand.
It's true.
Let's not forget about that.
Your number 4 is my number 3, Tomorrowland.
Yes.
And that's because, like you said, there's, the void of, like, when you... To me, I feel like we're in Disney when we're in Tomorrowland. But at the same time, when you walk through Tomorrowland in the entrance, it takes a while to get there. And then you have those two, like, the Monsters, Inc. thing. Okay, I feel like if you had a ride for Monsters, Inc., which they have other parks, it would be amazing. And they could do something else with the Alien Encounter and make it cool. And they just choose to leave it empty. So for that reason, really, is why it's 3. Because Sunny Eclipse brings it back up for me. The People Mover, which is amazing, brings it up to back up to me. Carousel of Progress. I don't really like Space Mountain just because of the way you sit, but it's still a good ride. I mean, I think it's a cool ride and with their concept of what they are doing. So all that together makes it 3. So
yeah.
And I never did Astro Orbiters, but we've talked about that.
Do you know what's funny is that I forget about that ride. Maybe just because it's like, I mean, it's very noticeable. I don't want to say out of sight, out of mind. The minute you walk into Tomorrowland from any direction, it's very noticeable. It's right there. But I just always forget about it. You know what I do love? Well, again, I can't say it because, again, I'm going to repeat myself. Tomorrowland is my favorite land. I love the music loop that they play. Oh, my gosh. I love it.
I love the futuristic stuff. And sometimes at Disney Springs, you'll hear it there to like something similar. And Epcot used to have it. I don't really know if it does now because it's changed so much. So there's something about that it makes you feel like you're there. You know what I mean? So that's why it's like 3 and not 4 or whatever. But I do think that Tomorrowland is, should be at 3.
Yeah.
But okay, but if you
my 3 is Main Street.
Oh.
Main Street USA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, pretty high up on the list for a land that doesn't have an attraction, right? But lots of changes that happened there as well in the last couple years. They did take away the Tinkerbell meet and greet, which got a lot of people angry because you can't meet her now anywhere. You can really only see her in Festival of Fantasy Parade.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
And Happily Ever After when she flies, but you can barely see her. She's like a little dot in the sky, right? But you could still meet Mickey there.
It's true.
The confectionery, they expanded, and it is amazing.
Yes, very good.
It
the
is.
Popcorn
Yes, you
area.
can make your own popcorn. Obviously, the Emporium, which is just basically a huge gift shop, and you can walk straight through it. Right? It's just the feel of walking down Main Street, right?
Yeah.
You literally enter the park and there it is.
In the castle.
And obviously the castle, yes. I mean, the castle's the centerpiece of it all, right?
The hub.
It's just the feeling you get when you walk down Main Street, and you can smell the popcorn, you can smell the waffles being made, you can smell the ice cream when you walk by the Pollard. You can even smell the Starbucks when you walk by the Starbucks. You can smell the hot dogs at Casey's Corner. It's just the feel. It's awesome. It's great.
I think it's good. It's
Is that your number 2?
it is not my number 2.
Oh, it's not your number 2. Okay.
So, yeah. My number 2 is Adventureland.
Okay, all right.
And that's because the Pirates ride is amazing. I know Haunted Mansion's better, but it's close second. Mm-hmm. And they always have Jack Sparrow there, and you have Jungle Cruise, and you have Dole Whip, and you have the Tiki Room. And I feel like, you're there. When you're walking in that area, you're at Disney. So, like, I'm kind of basing all this on, like, feelings and emotions of being there. And when I walk, it's always crowded.
Yeah, especially by the magic carpets. Yeah,
and you have the Swiss Family, Robinson. We don't do that much, but I don't know. I just feel like that is like kept to the original feeling, and that's why it's good. And Pirates is, hands down one of the best. You can meet Jack Sparrow, and then if they do something with that restaurant, it's gonna be even better.
They already closed it down.
Yeah. So we'll see
Mm-hmm.
what happens with that with Pirates. Right?
Okay, it's a good choice. Yeah. My number 2 is Fantasyland.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And I put this at number 2 because of, now I know this happened years and years ago, but the expansion that they did, right? So Fantasyland and New Fantasyland, if you will.
Okay.
So if you recall, it used to be Toontown. Mickey's Toontown was where Storybook Circus is, right? And then they closed that down and they did the expansion of New Fantasyland. So you not only have, Peter Pan and Small World. Yeah. You have the Tangled bathrooms, which are the best bathrooms in all of Magic Kingdom. Philhar Magic. You have the Carousel, which again is like a staple of any theme park or any amusement park, is either a Ferris wheel or a carousel, right? And then you have, you have that area of Winnie the Pooh. You have Mine Train, right? Yeah. And then that's when you go into like the Enchanted Forest almost, right? You go into the whole Beauty and the Beast area where Be Our Guest is, and they have the Enchanted Tales with Belle, I think it's called, or something like that.
That's right.
You have Gaston's, and then you go into Storybook Circus, which is great for the kids. Dumbo's there. They have, the big tent that you can get some merch and get some, you actually, they have a great, what do you call it, like treats there? So you don't have to walk all the way to the front.
That merch is great. It really is.
Yeah.
That whole thing.
They
and
have
you can meet the meet and greets and all that.
Exactly. That's what I was going to, Donald, Goofy, Minnie, and Daisy, right, are back there. There's a train stop back there, the railroad. And then the coolest part, in my opinion, is the new walkway that they built when they built Tron, is that you can walk from Storybook Circus through the back and you'll come out into Tomorrowland where Tron is. I like that. And we did it, and it was awesome. Yeah, it was so
peaceful,
cool.
kind of too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. I like it. I do like it. I just ranked it a little low just for my own reasons, but I feel like when you're there in Fantasyland, that's when you are like the most, like, to me, it feels the most. I know we've never been there, but to me, from the pictures and the video, it feels the most like Disneyland.
Yes, I agree with you.
Fantasyland.
It's very Disney. That's yes, I totally agree with you. And granted, it's tough on a busy day to walk through that little, walkway in between Small World and Peter Pan's Flight. When it's busy, oof,
it's busy.
That's how you know how crowded the park is. And it can get very, very, very crowded. But like you said, and I totally agree with you, being in that land, especially in that area itself, you are just you're Disneyfied. You are totally in Disney.
I just felt like it was a little too kiddie for me, and that's why I ranked it where I did. But I do love it. And now that I think about it even more, the Pinocchio has great pizza, and you do feel like you're Disney in there. But
Friar's Nook, we always like the snacks at Friar's Nook.
It's true.
They have usually it's either mac and cheese or the tots or something like that, and then the teacups. Because that would be the line basically, is where the teacups are, and then you go into Tomorrowland.
Well, the teacups you don't like. So.
No, I hate the teacups, but I love the music, and I love Alice in Wonderland. I just won't ride the ride.
Well, just spinning.
Yes, not a fan.
So obviously, my number one is Main Street USA.
Yes,
I'm the worst singer, but I picked Main Street. I know it's not technically even a land, I guess, but that's why I asked you before.
I think it is.
It technically is because it has everything to me. And like you could spend hours in Main Street even without going on a ride. And like we always do. Like you have the castle, obviously. You have, when you're walking down Main Street, you got I always forget their names. The
Dapper
Dans. That's it. And you have the parade going through, and you have the piano player, and great food, and like you smell, like you're saying, you smell the food and ice cream and coffee and balloons, and you can watch the fireworks there. And to me, that's just we got engaged there, and near the Walt statue with Mickey and the partner. It's called the partner statue.
Yeah.
So like that's, to me, that's Disney, obviously. So that's why to me that's the best land. That just beats everything out to me. Like we always end up coming back to the hub, to the Main Street, and all the shops and all the merchandise is there, so you can find anything really that's in any store there.
Yeah.
So
We also, I think at our last trip, we found a great spot to watch the Festival of Fantasy parade.
Yeah.
And it's right in between. They will rope it off, so you kind of have to get there at the right time, or else it just fills up.
Yeah.
But it's right in front of, I guess, Tony's. Right. It's in between.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can explain this correctly. It's kind of in front of Tony's and the end of the confectionery, right?
Yeah.
Where that random
they open it up
sometimes they open
yeah.
it up. It's like a little gate, if you
Yeah.
will, and it's usually for the cast members only. But when the park is way too crowded, especially at closing time, they'll open it up and make it a walkway. But we found that to be like we were right at the rope, and we got great footage, and the kids were able to see it, and some of the foot characters came up to Jagger and
right
Bowie and would like talk to them,
You can
or like
see it.
make signals to them, because like Grumpy from Snow White. I think we did it. We put a video
Yeah,
up, right?
there's a POV. It's recent
on
on our
YouTube,
YouTube. You can check it out.
Yeah.
It just says Festival Fantasy POV, and that's what we're talking about. Like that's what I'm saying. You can literally spend the whole day on Main Street and not even do anything
true.
else.
Yeah.
You can, like you said, you can meet Mickey. You can get on the train and go around the whole park. There's the fire station there. You get your hair cut. I don't know if that's even
right.
open
It
anymore.
is. Yes. Yes, it is.
There's
the barbershop.
so much to do there. It's
Totally
crazy.
forgot about that.
Yeah,
we already
so-
got Jagger's haircut.
Uh,
We didn't think about that. That's all right. Probably a lot more money there, but
yeah,
no,
one
that's
time.
a good
That's
answer.
something we can always do.
I love your answer. That's a
Yeah.
great answer.
To me, that's Magic Kingdom to me.
Yeah.
And so that's why I picked it. So what about you? I know
Adventureland, obviously.
Pirates.
I'm obsessed with Pirates. It's my favorite ride in all of Disney World. I also feel like that land has their stuff together.
Yeah.
The most.
Yeah, it's very well kept. It's tight. It has a lot, it's always, the rides are always running. I mean, Pirates does break down sometimes, but they all do. But they always bounce. I feel like that always bounces back up.
Yeah.
So like it's always, moving.
Yeah, and again, it has some of the classics. It has Tiki Room. You can get your Dole Whip, like you said. I love that whole little Aladdin area. They have the magic carpet ride, and kind of it's turned into really a seating area now. Is what they've done. But they had meet and greets there. I don't think they're doing that any longer.
Once in a while, I see it. I think I saw it last time we
Aladdin
were
and
there.
Jasmine.
Yeah, I think I
They
saw
do
it
a meet
last
and
time.
greet there.
I think Genie was there.
Do you know that's what popped into my head
think he
too?
was.
Was Genie? I think you're right. But yeah, Jungle Cruise, and then I'm very excited to see what they do with this new. I guess it's not a lounge. What do they make? Like
DVC
a
lounge?
pub or something. No, they're turning Tortuga Tavern into a
that's
Pirates
right.
themed.
That's gonna be cool.
thing.
Well, that's that's what
So-
people like. So they're gonna give
Yeah.
it. It's talk. You have to give the people what they want, right?
Give the people what they want.
But like you have the Tiki Room, and that's something you can sleep on. So there's a sleeper. But then Jungle Cruise is always busy, and it's
Don't sleep in the Tiki Room.
I fall asleep in there sometimes. I've seen
Fine,
it. I've seen
but
it a lot.
It's because you're. Yeah, we
and
have.
it's
That's
dark
true.
and it's hot, nice and cool.
It is nice
so
and
you're just
cool.
gonna kind of go like this, and that's what happens at Carousel of Progress too. It's not that we don't like the ride. It's just
I
A place
understand.
to rest your head sometimes.
Okay, I get it.
And did we ever eat at the Skipper Cantina?
No, that's one place we
Is it
haven't.
Canteen or Cantina?
I think it's Canteen, Skipper
Okay.
Canteen. No, we haven't.
We should.
And I think it's because the menu, I really, you know what? I don't know.
Seafood?
It's not seafood. It's just unique. It's a little unique, and
Yeah.
Jagger has a very plain palate. Not that we should base it off of what our son eats, but maybe we should look at that menu
Yeah.
again. Maybe that's something we put on our list for the future.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like now, we're talking about these lands and thinking about what they actually offer, even though they're on the bottom or the top. I feel like it really it brings everything to light and
Yeah.
like, oh, well, that's good because of that. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So
great.
that was fun.
Yeah,
that was
good.
interesting. I'm excited to do the other parks. I think maybe. So what we're gonna do is we're still gonna release our episodes while we're away. We're only
Yeah.
away for like one. I think that drops right.
Yeah.
So our next episode, and we could tease it now. Our next episode, we are going to talk about our expectations of our trip. So things that we want or hope we can do or get done. I don't know if they will because plans always change in Weberland. That's for sure.
That's right.
So
In an instant
yeah, exactly.
of Jagger going, I don't want to do that. No.
yeah,
He controls the
Believe it
day
or not.
sometimes.
sometimes.
It's hard. You got to please the kids. So
Well, yeah, you have to be on their schedule. So things
Yeah.
do change. So we're going to talk about our next episode. We're going to talk about our expectations. And then when we're back from our trip, we'll basically do an expectation versus reality. We will talk about, did this really happen? And you know, how our trip was and things like that. And obviously, once we are back from our trip, if you head over to our YouTube channel, if you are watching us on our YouTube channel,
Yeah.
we will have our vlogs from our trip. So we
Yep.
do film while we're in Disney
yeah,
World.
we're going to film this time too.
Yeah.
It's
So-
Bowie's first birthday.
Yeah.
So
Also, check on our Instagram and Facebook pages, and maybe even TikTok. While we're down there, we will
Yeah.
post some pictures
We'll
and videos.
try our
and
best.
stuff. Yes, we will. I say that now, right?
Even
See?
the first
expectation.
time, even the first time filming was hard with both of them. So we took it easy. We didn't film much, and but the last trip we just did was a lot.
Yes.
So we're back in it.
Yeah.
You know, we know how to handle it now. So I think it's going to be good. We'll add the little social media element to it.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Yes. So if you want to chime in and rank the lands in Magic Kingdom, you can do that on our social media pages, or if you want to comment on our YouTube video, if you are watching this on YouTube, or you can head over there, comment
Yeah.
on this video. We would love to know everybody's opinion.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, it was great. Thank you for ranking the beautiful lands.
Oh, thank you, Ryan.
And we will hang out with you on the next Adventures in Weberland.